many are not going to attend? Someone board exams only. One. No, no, it's okay. If you will raise your hand, attend the मैं आके आपको face नहीं करने वाला. Only she is not going to attend. Others are going to. Why I'm asking, because this chapter earlier we had 4 or 5 chapters. अभी तो 2 ही है ना? And though maybe there are only few questions which are time and again asked. Did I explain you on that day eutrophication? No. No, class में. Sorry. Biomagnification? No. And waste accumulation हम लोग ने start किया. Need for waste management हमने start किया. Yes or no? I've started the first chapter. You were absent. Why are so many? Those who are present, just check in your notebook. Need for waste management, did I do? That is the first chapter. Why are we studying this chapter called waste management? क्या आज ही start करना है? बोल दो मुझे clearly. आज ही करना है? You were there. I've started with that word, not word, chapter called need for waste management. So those who are joining, I don't know, maybe after a long time, put today's date and write the heading only. Come. Last lecture was not mine. Last to last info.
Exams are going on.
There was no lecture. So last to last class. Anybody notebook complete? Show me. In one of the branch, I've collected all the notes and volumes before your PTF. I mean, this Sunday only, na? I think we will have a moment bash with your parents. How you are? No, not mistake. Look at the thing. So put the heading, write the topic, and write why is there a need for. Not say why, write the question. What is the need for waste management? Write up. I'm writing WM, you write fully. If tomorrow, how many are attending your school celebrations? Everybody has been called into your school. Please go and attend. एक दिन दो दिन से अरे कल क्या नहीं बुलाया. At least this year you attend. Next year 11th में तो I don't know why or where you will be or what you will be doing. If they are called or not called, go and attend that flag hoisting. क्या एक आधा घंटे का रहेगा मेरे ख्याल से. नहीं. Today our neighbor celebrates the Independence Day. वो मालूम है ना? Today Pakistan का Independence Day. Tomorrow it is ours. So tomorrow there might be some good announcement. अगर नहीं गया तो ठीक है. Early morning उठ के at least हमारा PM का address सुनो. And live soon, not recording. Okay, write the question in your notebook. I'm giving the answer. Waste management refers to. Quick, talking later. The heading for today's day. I'm probably saying to all the batches of 10th ICSC that Harger batch might be the first one to lose. No? है ना? मतलब खत्म होगा मेरा काम आपको सर. WM refers to collection, transportation, and disposal of wastages put a hyphen, domestic, industrial, as well as overall garbages of a given region. overall garbages of a given area. Instead of writing you write area. Who is Harsh? We are signed only for one lecture. Second lecture, there no need. And that's what I'm asking. Nobody is responding to. What is the last topic that I've talked about? E-waste. Okay. ये कुछ लोग अभी अभी आज ही प्रेजेंटेशन कर रहे हैं ठीक है नो प्रॉब्लम राइट वन मोर सेंटेंस ये क्वेश्चन उस दिन मैंने नहीं लिया था आई रिमेंबर every modern economy next point every modern economy undertakes scientific method of modern economy undertakes scientific method of waste management leading to clean safe disease free environment to its citizens clean safe and disease-free environment to its citizens. I've been giving the types of waste. Am I right? So I remember doing through the textbook or through the volume only. So just put the heading and keep. We will discuss from our volume, not make you to write. You write the heading called greenhouse effect and global warming. ये सब impact में आएगा greenhouse effect and global warming. Then one more you write depletion of ozone layer. These are all impacts. Depletion of ozone layer. Okay, what is the molecular formula for ozone? O3, na? Sure. Next point. Acid rain. Those who are very much attached to the science, this topic might go very easy for them. Enough. But you can write more. Next point. Soil. I cannot say erosion. Depletion, soil depletion or land soil depletion is important. I'm adding one more. Increase in the number of. Can I use the word contagious disease? Correct? Oh, beautiful. Yes, very good. Contagious diseases. Let us discuss one by one shortly and we will mark because there are only 2 or 3 big headings where I'll be giving big notes. And do you find these effects simple or any effect you want? No, this effect I do not understand. First effect is what? Anybody? Greenhouse gas effect? I didn't write global warming. What is global warming according to you? Somebody told me, sir, turn on the AC. Turn off the AC. Is it correct? Very late. I will not allow you. Reason क्या है? जल्दी आ. Sit here. First bench में बैठेगा. कोई पीछे नहीं जाएगा. हाँ चलेगा. ये all the 3 boys here and this girl go behind. Second bench. Does this coolants are responsible for global warming? क्या है? Very good. One student knows it. What is CFC? Anybody? Chlorofluorocarbons. Now, do we have any coolants without this? You know, yes, now we are manufacturing, but not all. आप लोग ने ये स्टार रेटिंग वाला एसी सुना है? What does that star rating mean? Yes. 5-star rating, है ना? 3-star rating. क्या है these rating? Is it related to CFC? Then क्या है? इसीलिए बोलता हूँ लेट आएगा सेटल डाउन. Why are you keeping at them? Come on. What is CFCs? What is global warming? Gradual increase in the surface temperature of the earth. Do you accept? Is every region? Have you visited certain countries which are generally hot? Now they have become hotter. Maybe few more years they'll become hottest. Sahara desert, सर उतना दूर जाने की जरूरत नहीं. Thar desert देख लो. क्या है कभी राजस्थान? I had visited Rajasthan in the month of May, April and May. And all my colleagues and my friends who were there, they said, बहुत अच्छा महीने में आ रहा है. You are going to be beaten with the heat like anything. But मैं 10 दिन था, लेकिन 4-5 दिन तो अच्छा rainfall हुआ. And बाकी 2-3 दिन तो मैं वो क्या वो उधर type thing था. Heat was there, but definitely I didn't venture into that Jaisalmer area. We were planning, but because of the heat, you know what is the highest temperature Jaisalmer and Rajasthan recorded? 52 degrees. Imagine this problem. It might become 53. It might become 54. So the biggest impact of waste management might add to greenhouse. What is this? Somebody told me, sir, O3 is the formula. है ना? And ozone layer क्या करता है हमारे लिए? Those who are fiddling, na, that is what I don't like. Yeah, this boy, please stand up. And tell me the effect of ozone layer depletion.
Oh, UV rays directly into the
I say you will directly enter the skin areas. Sit properly. Anyway, if you want to say, you have to get up. Please sit up.
the UV rays can enter directly.
तो आगे जाके क्या कर लो? अभी क्या indirectly आ रहा है क्या? Indirectly. O3 is a layer of filter which obstructs. This is how you explain. Filters the UV rays of the sun. What is that UV? सबको मालूम है, ultraviolet. I have seen, not seen, heard these girls using all kinds of, you know, whatever it is, they apply it on the face. UV protection. Boys बेचारा वो पहनते हैं. What is that? Polarized. Even I have one or two. Polarized मतलब which will 100% protect your sun and it will obstruct all that direct rays. So are we adding to it? Or are we reducing to it? I'm asking. Are we adding to the ozone layer depletion? Anybody knows the concept of black hole in the earth or in this space actually? Black hole सुना है? क्या है बता? नहीं मालूम. That is different. I said depletion of ozone layer due to the improper waste management. You know, main reason क्या है? This jet fighter planes. Anybody knows how faster it is? हमारा पास जो है, some are 4 times the speed of a sound. Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4 में जाता है. And a pilot who is sitting inside due to the loss of gravity or that high force, they say कि उनका phase है ना, it bloats or some things happen. And when they come back to the landing or whatever, they take some time to. Do you remember our Indian scientist coming from space? What was his name? Even I forgot. He will be under medical treatment minimum 45 days. He will not be allowed to mix up with anybody. Now उसका wife आया था 2-3 मिनट बस. Because they are under medical checkups. Because जब space से आते हैं उनका body change, मेरा temperature या blood में बहुत सारा changes रहता है. So that is what we are saying. The future generation is in a big trouble. Next is this. You might have heard. What is the main gases responsible for acid rain? Carbon monoxide, CO, or क्या? Sulfur dioxide, है ना? SiO2. Am I correct? Not SiO2, SO2. So similarly, there are other gases which are released by certain, we can say, chemical factors. Have you heard about acid rain in Mumbai? At least you have seen in the videos. Acid rains are quite dangerous. I remember not, I was born. My dad said Mumbai had witnessed once for maybe like 10 or 5 minutes. There was an acid rain. Why? Because when this water droplet falls, the chemicals, which part of a condensation, might bring down, it might ruin all the plants. How about you and me? Definitely it will have a reaction. But इसका मतलब होने के पूरा हम लोग वो नहीं होगा. But skin irritation, skin infection, it might cause. So normally places like Delhi has experienced this. Now I think Delhi is coming down for some. Okay. Then what is this? Whenever I'm dumping some chemical waste, there are certain layers of the earth where I'm being dumping. And if I'm using fertilizers or pesticides in agricultural field, during excess rain, it is washed away and it is deposited into the soil only. So that might permanently deplete the which qualities of soil? Which qualities of soil? Productive capacity. Is India agricultural country? Do we need the fertile soil? Yes, it is. Last one you can tell me. Bolliye. What is the last one that is written on the board? What are contagious disease? Can I say corona is a part of history? No? You know, this China is busy doing one more. Already they are going through. They have made the mosquitoes more powerful. Manipulated type. which शायद वो आ सकता है, but नहीं हुआ है. Even this corona, I remember, was not initially in the form of corona. It was this disease. Try seeing the full form of this. इसका next version corona है. Severe acute respiratory syndrome. First visit of mine to one of the country, all people were infected. I landed around after 2 days. This disease spread. और मेरा घर से इधर से फोन कॉल आ रहे तो गया है डिजीज लेके, मतलब लेके नहीं गया, इधर आने के बाद. And the good thing about that disease, this one, no Indians had the disease. Malay, Chinese, Philippines. Then the scientific department of that government said, since these guys are eating food uncooked, you know what is uncooked? And not properly added masalas or spices, that is the reason. और ये कुछ नहीं था, breathing disorder था, इसलिए उन्होंने severe acute respiratory syndrome. इसका powerful version, what did they name the disease as? What is that? Novel. I don't get it as novel or novel. Coronavirus. This is how it started. You know that? And then फिर इसका variant आया, फिर क्या हुआ, and the rest things you know better. So now again that same laboratory is going for someone. These are man-made, but generally there are some contagious disease. If you have seen this certain hums of which these birds sit on, flies and mosquitoes. Now even Supreme Court has ordered for the stray dogs. You know, बहुत सारा जगह पर stray dogs के वजह से बहुत तकलीफ हो रहा है. तो Supreme Court has interfered into it. कि stray dogs पूरा एरिया से पकड़ के लेके जाना. But there is that PETA. What is that PETA? That prevention of animals. Wala. This is the right of the dogs. But you know which brand is now totally banned? That Rottweiler. That to be one of the ferocious dogs. Rottweiler. Breed. मतलब रखेगा तो owner के respect. So even those kinds of diseases are spread through animals. If you remember Gujarat, we had the death of rats. What was this disease? You know, I might have informed, right? What was that? Death of the rats and some bacteria spreads. And Maharashtra was big trouble. All the vehicles coming from Gujarat was to be disinfected or not allowed. So those are those diseases which spreads due to improper which management? Waste management. Right below. I'm just concluding. Right below. The above listed impact. The above listed impact are the impacts of improper waste management leading to serious This is the word, is it? I hope you will be writing with the correct spelling. What is it? What is it? Right up. Repercussions on human beings, animals, on the plants. So the human beings, animals, and also the plants and vegetation. Hey, when did you join? Rihan? When did you join?
At 6:30.
6:30 sharp, is it? Huh? You didn't say hi, hello to me. Are you able to hear and understand what are we doing?
Yes, sir.
After a long time you have joined me. Where were you?
No.
Okay, write the next heading.
Okay.
Only write the heading. We will just read and we'll mark. Need for waste management we are doing. So you put the heading methods of safe disposal of waste. Second unit, same volume. Methods of safe disposal. Why the girl sections are talking this side? What happened? Let me see that Morning Star textbook. Same topic, but they might. First one you write segregation. And don't write anything ahead of this. Just wait. Next is dumping. And third, I have to explain all this one. Open dumping. Incineration is that. Okay, now 3 students are to be given this reading. He or she will be explaining what is this. Instead of I am only explaining, you are pulling your benches and then you are not taking any interest. At least out of these 3 words, any of the word you have heard, dumping. Do you and me very carelessly dump our waste? Carelessly नहीं करते. आपके बिल्डिंग में है 3 टाइप का वो garbage can. So you directly put into one or you separate and put it. वो सब हमारा काम नहीं, balance करता है ना? Or that कचरा वाला who comes. So the segregation is something where you and me do not know. Dumping a dry cell battery in India. Till date we do not have anything. You ask your physics or chemistry teacher, a rundown battery can be a big trouble. Dry cell. मैंने क्या होता है? Are we having some separate collection or dumping? Nothing. We are just throwing. It should not be done. Your mobile battery, आजकल सारा mobile तो inbuilt battery है, but earlier तो Nokia का BLC5 कुछ तो था. One of the aeroplane passenger was carrying that mobile, although switched off, and blast was done. So today we are saying segregation means separation of waste based on its quality. Like one are dry and waste, wet, and what else? Vegetables, waste, agricultural waste, what else? Plastics, generally we use maximum, the bottles. So that is segregation. What is dumping? Do we have open dumping now? What is open dumping, by the way? Your garbage van which comes to your building every morning takes that garbages outskirts of the city. Just throw it in one spot and come out. This was a practice of even Navi Mumbai also. But then slowly and steadily with this waste management topic, government of Maharashtra said open dumping should not be allowed. अभी हम लोग इसको ऐसा बोलते हैं. What is this word sanitary landfills? They dug deep down the ground, not very deep, certain meters, one layer of this waste, one layer of soil, one layer of waste and one layer of soil. So we will be reading, we'll be marking, but we will be writing only few lines about this. So wherever you written segregation, write few lines of that. What is segregation? Right up. simply means, continue with that word. That's what I made you to wait. Segregation simply means separation of waste into different categories. Separation of waste into different categories. Put hyphen. Dry and wet. Industrial and domestic. Dry and wet, semicolon. Domestic and industrial. Next, degradable, sorry, biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Etc. Next line, same heading, only one more sentence. Most important stage which will decide easy and safe dumping of waste, which will decide easy and safe dumping of waste. I think last boy is having that Morningstar textbook, no? Now please read slowly and steadily. Those who are having the book, mark it. Those who are not having, you can use the volume. Same hai, zyada nahi hai. I'll be going in detail, so I'll be giving notes like this one line or two line. Read.
Segregation of waste means dividing the waste into
That I've done. Go ahead.
dry waste, consists of waste that does not decay and is not biodegradable. It includes wood and related products like timbers, orders, rope, and office furniture, household junk, aluminium foils, tetra packs, plastic products, broken crockery, steel utensils, and glass.
Any of the commodity you know or you don't know? What are crockeries, by the way? Plates. And nowadays, majority houses have it. Is it easy dumping or difficult dumping? Crockeries are made out of what? Bone crockery. And normally China clay बोलते हैं. China clay. देखा है? हाँ. Actually वो clay initially China से आता था. अभी तो India में भी मिल. Have you done some projects with modeling clay? What is it? Can it be reused? Right, use it. Modeling clay. Have you done any projects with POPs? What are POPs? अभी आ रहा है ना? नहीं रे. PP. Plaster of Paris. एक बार अगर आपने mold में डाल दिया ना, you have to just break it. All the Ganesh idols. Now I think this month is it. Majority idols are made of POPs. But it is not at all safe for the environment. अभी देखो मैंने देखा है विसर्जन होता है गणपति का घर के अंदर एक टब में मतलब ये कौन पूरे that it is fully made out of I think soil or mud they call it and it is safe also. But you imagine that Lal Bagh Raja or such big idols made out of sand, it is not going to work out. You go one day after the immersion, you might see all our popular idols. जो हम लोग 10 दिन तक इतना बड़ा it will be poorly lying on one corner of that same sea only. If you want to go to Jew Chowpatty, that is that area, Jew Chowpatty, and what is that, Girgaon, I normally go the next morning. You can see all that idols are, washed away left, right. And these idol makers only go one day after. They collect that and they keep it. ऐसे ही करते हैं. अभी क्या POP तो है. So POPs are very dangerous for the environment. I don't know if you have your house this false ceiling. You know what is false ceiling, ना? ये false ceiling नहीं है. ये सादा ceiling है. अगर आपके घर में वो fan लगाने के लिए, झूमर लगाने के लिए, that is made out of POP only. So as you and me are using certain things which are very good for you and me, but it is bad for whom? The environment. Okay, go ahead. Oh my dear, dry waste हो गया.
Wet waste comprises waste that is organic in nature and is biodegradable. That is, it can be decomposed or broken down by living organisms.
Underline that word, decomposed. In exam, they'll ask you, what is biodegradable? Easily decomposed in the soil. Next.
It includes kitchen waste from houses and eating establishments like vegetables and food beans, state food, rotten vegetables and fruits, etc. When waste is segregated, there occurs a reduction in the volume of waste that we
Underline that word, reduction. Okay, very soon we'll have a topic in which I'll be teaching you 3 R's. Anybody knows what are 3 R's? First is reducing, है? Second is reusing, and fourth is not fourth, third, it is recycle. If I reduce the total quantity, automatically that garbage van will not be so. Have you seen? वो पूरा चारों साइड से फिल रहता है, बेचारे वो लोग अंदर डालते हैं. You and me 5 minutes before only we'll catch our nose. तो बेचारे उसी में खड़े रह के 24/7 they are working. मैंने एक दो बार मेरे एरिया में भी आता है, बोलते क्या है ना, हमको तो कोई बदबू ही नहीं आता. क्यों? 24/7 we live in. You go to any OT or medical department, you know how bad it smells. But you ask the person who are working in there, quite okay. I think I remember RML colony is the best example. Have you visited Goregaon? Next time Goregaon, RML colony, you are allowed to go in with your school ID. You will never come near to the milk at all. Such a foul smell, half a kilometer away. Processing of the milk is very bad in smell. And ऊपर से वो क्या है? तबेला बोलता है ना हिंदी में. That is another cow dung. Silly. Read on. AC चाहिए ऐसा बोल. You are adding CFC to the nature. I'm reducing it because it makes noise. Carry on.
air and water pollution is considerably reduced and it becomes easier to apply different processes of waste disposal like composting, recycle and incinerate.
Now put all this into bracket. Composting, you know what is composting? आप घर में आप अपना पौधा के लिए मैन्योर बना सकते हैं. And what is the second one? What is the second one? Composting क्या के?
With recycling and
That you know. What is incineration? Anybody? It is an American technology for the first time, not now, 20-30 years before. You have to burn the whatever that garbage is in such a high temperature. I remembered 210 Fahrenheit heat में उसको burn कर, and it will quickly turn into ash. You know what is that? You guys are too young to understand and don't go near also. Nowadays we have electric crematorium. सुना है? What is it? Electric crematorium नहीं सुना है? No need of putting the body into the soil or minimum the wood, a single dead body will have is 500 kilograms. 500. अगर थोड़ा सा है तो 700-750 kilograms of wood. तभी हर एक डिपार्टमेंट में, मतलब वही डिपार्टमेंट जो आप समझ रहे हो. Now we have this electric crematorium. But अभी उससे भी आगे है. That pujari will come, that body will be laid on. अच्छा आप डरेंगे. I have literally seen some of my family distant relatives. It will hardly take 20 minutes, and your person is in a small matka, and he will give it. तो ये वो पागल लोग इधर काम करते, थासा लेकर आए सर. क्या रो रहे. And it will take that foul smell na, that will be spread for, and chimneys है safer. But then still trouble is there. अभी government of India बोलते हैं कि अभी electric chair जैसा कुछ बना रहा है, which will make the body into ash. नहीं बना रहा है, it's a movie concept. Today there are 2 movies released na. One of the movies Rajinikanth starred. Second is that this fellow Hrithik Roshan. Raw. No, war is such a war. I'm watching news. I watched that Rajinikanth one. In that way concept है, where a dead body can be put into ashes. कुछ religion बोलता है नहीं करना है ये, it is against the community. Anybody is from Islam here? You go to their burial ground. अच्छा, you heard about the burial ground. They have 2 trenches. One is this side and another is this side, where the body slips from one trench to the another. And they put all wood. And जब तक वो wood रहेगा ना, मिट्टी एक भी नहीं गिर. जबकि हमारे हिंदूज में क्या रहता है? You have to offer that so and so. So today, what is that Rajinikanth movie has been casted on that only. But I remember burial ground is also a big. Can I say dumping? Human beings also. There is one religion which neither puts into fire nor puts into this one. You know which religion? Now, what do they do with the dead body? There is one particular hilltop type region where they leave the dead body as it is and come back. And mainly that is a ground for vultures to breed. And vultures eat all the fleshes of that human body. And they might go back 15, 20 days, I do not know. They pick up the skeletal remains and they bury that. मैंने ये कोई पारसी ट्रेडिशन क्या बोलता है मरने के बाद भी हमारा बॉडी है ना किसी के लिए यूज होना चाहिए. And Jains are more strict. They don't even wear Gurujis. That what is that? Footwears or and you know why they cover their mouth with that white color? When I am talking, I might be killing thousands of bacteria. My monks. So look at their way of thinking. वैसा रहेगा तो फिर मैं पिछले कितने सालों से मैं बैक्टीरिया को मार रहा हूँ continuously speaking. So come on. Oh boy, finish. Read the next stage.
In fact, segregation of waste is the key to a better waste management.
Underline that word. Segregation and effective. Key. First. Again.
The waste is segregated before it is disposed of.
Ah.
In colonies, various types of dustbins are used to segregate glass.
Underline that word. Dustbins. India में भी glass के लिए कुछ separate dustbin लिए हैं. Glass and batteries. Go ahead.
And each type is handled separately by reusing it, recycling it, or disposing it in any other accepted waste disposable.
Underline that word. Reusing and recycling. Enough. You read the next para. Rian, you are having the volume or a textbook with you?
Volume.
Volume. We are going through which page it is? Page 137 we are going. Okay. Read. She having both.
Yeah.
What is that? हाँ तो morning star से उनको एक दे दो ना. No, I don't want only one side content. Give the textbook to them. Take it. Now go to the second stage where dumping. I'll be giving 2-3 lines of dumping. Right? Read the dumping para. Read. Paragraph 1. Read. Hey, there is a paragraph called open dumping. She is reading that. Read.
This method is not environment friendly. However, this is the cheapest method and does not.
Underline that word. Not environmental friendly. And cheapest. I think even we will also do nearby ground hai to jaake kachra फेंक के आए. Don't do it. Wherever that bin is there, throw it inside that only. Go ahead.
And become a breeding ground for mosquitoes, flies, insects, etc.
Put this into bracket. Breeding ground. Next.
That are the barriers of harmful diseases.
Okay.
They give out foul odor. The burning of waste material in the open dump pollutes the air. Another danger of open dumping is that rainwater could carry the harmful substances.
Underline that. Rainwater can carry and it can enter into water sources. Correct? Next.
Every water seeps down into pollute the groundwater.
Underline underground water pollution. Now put the heading in your notebook. I am giving what is dumping. One we have written. Now you write dumping. Second stage of WM. Second stage of WM in which garbages are dumped. Second stage of WM in which garbages are dumped. Hyphen. Open dumping or through sanitary landfills. Open dumping or through sanitary landfills. Second sentence that this will end. Open dumping is not a safe method. Open dumping is not a safe method. Put a hyphen. breeding ground for many diseases. Breeding ground for many diseases. Good stop. But sanitary landfills. That is, waste is neatly packed and dumped, which is next covered with the soil, which is then covered with the soil. Why you have to write? Which is then covered with the soil. Full stop. One more sentence, same paragraph. This will help in easy decomposition and less or no chance of any contagious disease. Full stop. Now go for the third point because reading is in time. As I've already written. Change the para then. The above methods are followed by the local civic authorities. Above methods are followed by local civic authorities under WM. There's one small para, I think वो एक बार आया था बोर्ड में एक हेडिंग डालो वो स्टेज भी मैं देता हूँ under sanitary landfills under sanitary new para 5 stages of sanitary landfills heading here stages of sanitary landfills under sanitary landfill biological method in 5 stages. 5 stages. So when you are writing that 5 stages, na? Okay, what do? You write like this. Stage 1, use Roman, that might give you, then stage 2, then stage 3, something like this. So I'm giving stage 1 now. Simplest sentence you can write. Stage 1. Aerobic bacteria in stage 1 feeds on the wastage depleting the oxygen level. Aerobic. I hope you understand anaerobic and aerobic, na? Nothing. Depleting the oxygen level along with increase in temperature. Read this. Is it conclusive enough for you to understand or you want me to explain? Along with the increase in temperature. Is this point clear? Or will say yes. I'm going to ask you if you say yes. So why there is a need for increasing the temperature of that? Yeah. Is it aerobic reaction or anaerobic? That to hai. Aerobic. Who is acting on the waste? Bacteria. And where are these bacteria? Soil mein na. Layer by layer jate hain. Even the human body when it is put inside the earth na, it takes few weeks or few months or maybe like 6 months, that the entire body is eaten up. Who is eating that body? Bacteria only, है ना? वो फिर वो हिंदी में मैंने पता नहीं what is the dialogue, मिट्टी में आया है, कुछ को बोलते हैं मिट्टी में गया, मिट्टी नहीं है, it is that bacteria only is there. Imagine if that soil is not having bacteria, what will happen to the body? It will rot. That is why you that what is that scientist name? Homi Jahangir Baba, whose plane was met with an accident in Mount Fujimosa. His body, they say it was deeply buried inside the snow. Some people say body अभी भी रहेगा intact. रह सकता है, we do not, क्योंकि body का remains अभी तक मिला नहीं. तो इधर ये increase in temperature का मतलब क्या है? So that which reaction will start? Which reaction will start? Aerobic or anaerobic? Aerobic reaction. Second stage, stage 2. Anaerobic conditions. Write down, Rian, writing. Anaerobic condition. Thank you. Sets in, leading to the evolution of hydrogen and CO2, carbon dioxide. Leading to the evolution of hydrogen and carbon dioxide. Can we use the word synthesizer? What is synthesizer? Which will क्या बोलते हैं, break away this waste, है ना? Third stage, stage 3. Increase in the overall. Third stage 3. Increase in overall population of bacteria and beginning of, it is methanogenic activity. What is this methanogenic? Methane, correct? Increase in the population of bacteria and methanogenic, NO, methanogenic activities. Stage 4. Full establishment of the above, that is methanogenic. Stage 4, full establishment of the above. In exam you write methanogenic. And last stage, depletes the organic matter. Last stage, that is 5th stage, depletes the organic matter and the whole system returns to aerobic state. Methanogenic है ना? Yes, full establishment and return to the aerobic matter. Hey, come on, who can tell me all this 5 stages? Return to the aerobic matter. मतलब फिर से वो मतलब soil में ये हो गया है, whatever you say. We will have to study composting, sanitary landfill, incineration. Put the heading in your notebook, 3 R's of WM. You can write like this. 3 R's of waste management. So no need to spread the notes, directly write. I'll give 2 lines, then we'll discuss this heading. First, reducing the waste. You stop there only. Reducing the waste. Then reuse the waste. And recycling process. Okay, Saturdays are not a holiday for you guys, na? All the schools. No, tomorrow. No, I don't know. I'm asking. It is that second or fourth Saturday, but not on that occasion, is it? Janmashtami. Yeah. I don't want the banks to be closed. I don't know. You check your timetable and don't put my place. Because banks will be opening directly on Monday, but मैंने आज बैंक का पूछा नहीं कि Saturday काम करेंगे. Banks people are the biggest enjoyer people. Right now, first you write reducing the waste. It undertakes reducing the waste undertakes using the following reducing of the waste undertakes. I'm coming to check is the last person notebook. ये lecture में check करूँ. Undertakes in the following methods or in the following stages. A. Change of process. B. Waste concentration. And C. Segregation of waste. We have all studied all the three so that I'll not be explaining all this in detail. I've already explained it. Okay. So what I'll do, we will just run through the topic and we will go with the next stage. Then directly write reusing the waste. Certain household materials once discarded. I'm giving this. Certain household materials once discarded can be reused like that of glass, metal pieces, paper, glass, metal pieces, paper, wood, rubber, etc. Then the last stage, recycling, write down. A more advanced method, recycling of waste is a more advanced method which uses a more advanced method which uses scientific process to recycle specific waste materials. Example, the present use of plastics. Example, present use of plastics. 80% are recycled one. 80% are recycled one. Just put the heading and keep. I'll come back. I'll show you some videos of this. The indoor method, indoor, the place. Many students write it in the board exam as indoor method. That is what I have to say. Indoor. I'll come back with the break and continue the topics. Name of the place. Riyan, you are having volume or textbook? एक काम करते हैं. I'll borrow a Morning Star book. I personally read. You relax. Understand the concepts. You know you don't have both is there. वो दिखा दूँ incineration का दिखाना है. 2 videos I'll be showing you. What is biomagnification and what is ocean? Hey guys, you have to maintain silence. बोल.
He answered saying
Wait. Guys, what is it in Serbia? In Serbia, is it? Country ka naam na? What the? Tell me the full thing. Who told you? It is not parts, organs. Wrong word use must have. Hey guys, enough. How much is the much? That is what I don't give you any free time. Hey, these concepts you have to write notes, huh? Please listen carefully.
Nitrogen and phosphorus. Usually, plants will get all the required nutrients from the soil through their roots. But when the soil is bad or there's been a lot of erosion or leaching, farmers or even just people trying to make their lawns green will put down something called fertilizer. What makes fertilizer so fertile is that it's been enriched with these nutrients that the plants need. Again, mostly fixed nitrogen and phosphorus. But plants aren't the best at soaking up every last nutrient in the soil, and it's also hard to gauge just how much fertilizer a field needs, as soil quality can vary drastically over short distances. To be safe, farmers will usually apply excess fertilizer to a given plot of land. Better safe than sorry, you know. But instead of staying in the soil for years, most of the excess nutrients will be carried away by the rain or other forms of irrigation. These nutrients mix with the water and find their way into bodies of water, like ponds, lakes, reservoirs, and even the ocean sometimes. With all these nutrients added, the algae, phytoplankton, and even plants in the water do the same thing the crops in the field do. They grow. Well, actually, they explode in numbers. This is called an algal bloom, and entire lakes can become covered in layers of plant growth like this. To some, this might...
Now understand there are 2 processes that we'll be writing and studying. The first process is eutrophication. Through this video, what did you understand? Say nothing. Algae bloom. How does it grow? When we see a land, an agricultural land using a lot of fertilizers. And what does fertilizer do? Improves the growth of the plant. If it is used in excess, this rainwater can carry that fertilizer and put into what? The nearby what? Water source. Inside the water, that is that marine, you know what are phytoplanktons? What are algae? It will encourage the growth of these green plants inside the water. And they require more oxygen. They will absorb the oxygen which is there for fishes, which is there for other marine animals. Initially, they will, you might have seen in Maharashtra some villages where that green color, Spirogyra is there, which covers the entire water. It will not allow the sunlight to seep. Agar sunlight is not reaching down, the generation of oxygen will be minimum. So this is nothing but which process? Eutrophication. Is it a natural process or is it a man-made process? I'm asking. Natural. Sure. How it is natural? Anybody? Who is spraying the fertilizers? And what is this excess taken? By rainwater. If the farmer is very careful, neither less nor excess, then which process will not be allowed? Eutrophication. समझ में आया? Just listen to it. I'll do
That's
that.
a good thing. Plants are good for the environment, right? Well, not always. First off, this floating layer of algae forms basically an impenetrable roof on the water, not allowing sunlight through to the bottom of the lake. Without the presence of sunlight, all plants below the surface cannot partake in photosynthesis, metabolize, make glucose, live, that sort of stuff. But not even this is the bad part of it all. Many plants can store enough energy in their bodies to wait out these conditions. The real problem comes when all the nutrients are used up and the water can no longer support so much life. When this happens, the excess algae, phytoplankton, and plants die off and sink to the bottom of the body of water. Here, bacteria and other decomposers feast on the dead bodies in a chemical process of decay which consumes oxygen. Now, in a usual ecosystem, the amount of dead matter is relatively constant, so oxygen levels stay relatively constant as well. But when
This is before the eutrophication, correct? So the level of oxygen in that water, whatever it may be, is constant. But what will happen with the growth of algae? This oxygen level might dip. If this is dipping, what will happen? The marine organisms will not survive for a long time.
far more organic matter is ready to decompose, and so nearly all the oxygen in the water is used in the process of decomposition, and none is left for the animals living in the water. Without this, animals that use the dissolved oxygen to breathe, so things like fish, can actually suffocate. This causes even more death, leading to more decomposition and more oxygen usage. Basically, at this point, a positive feedback loop has been created. It can take a body of water a very long time to recover, though each one is different, and recovery depends on a lot of things, like how many nutrients leaked into the water, how big the body of water is, what organisms are present there, and so on. When this happens in lakes, native species can be suppressed and allow invasives to come in while the environment is still disturbed. If this happens in the ocean, the lack of oxygen can cause corals to bleach and possibly even die. All around, this can greatly damage many ecosystems and leads to
Okay, this is the normal one, and this is that affected one. Okay.
decrease in biodiversity globally. Nutrient-rich runoff can also be caused by things like clear cutting, which releases the nutrients which were kept in the soil by the plant, or also by things like animal farms, where nutrient-rich waste materials can leak into local bodies of water. And that's eutrophication, simply put. I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe think twice before using fertilizer or clearing the forest. If you want more people to see this video, give it a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to this.
This is the another main concept which is regularly asked in the board exam. Bio. We'll go with this. I think.
Let's examine how human actions may impact pond species. For example, if there is improper waste disposal, spilling toxic chemicals into a pond and killing off the algae, it will decrease the number of herbivores, which will then decrease the number of top-level carnivores. In this case, the more toxins you have, the more the herbivore population decreases, which in turn decreases your predator population. Biomagnification is the increase in concentrations of harmful substances in the environment as they pass through successive trophic levels of food chains and food webs. When even larger fish eat those tiny zooplankton feeding fish, the larger fish contain an even greater amount of toxins in their body. By the time top-level predators like cranes consume the toxic fish, the crane's body becomes so toxic that their ability to function, reproduce, or live full-length lives may become impaired. In other words, organisms at low trophic levels ingest small amounts of toxins, which magnify as animals.
So what did you understand by magnification? The level of pollutants right from the grassroots level till it reaches the highest level. In your books, the diagram will be given eagle as the highest one. There was a disease which was observed in one of the countries of Japan. Heard of the disease? It was called as Minamata. Minamata, the bay in which they used to catch the fish. Either the animals or the human beings who were consuming the fish from that bay, they had some mental disorder problem, not very quick. They understood that only one way the people are having a trouble. When they tested that water, they could see the level of mercury in that water was very high. I can show some old videos of Japan. What was that Minamata? Where people behave more like a mentally discharged fellow. and even the cats which were eating the fishes. So now then you and me understand the word bioaccumulation or biomagnification. From this level to this level, the level of pollutants which are found here, by the time it reaches to the last stage, it is magnified. What is magnified? The pollutant. Have you heard about DDT? Anybody tell me the full form? I don't remember. DDT in science, you might have heard it. DDT. Dry nitro, dry sulfate, trichlorine acid something. I might be wrong also. Chemistry, but this is one of the DDT sprayed on the plants. When it reaches to the water body, first the fish will consume. So when that fish has it in the body, it was only an example, 5%. Birds consume it, maybe cats consume it, and finally the human consume it. By the time it reaches to the highest level of consumer, the concentration of that chemical in that body might have been the max. So you see this actor and actress generally in India, they generally run through a problem called cancer. है ना? Majority कुछ ना कुछ होता है उनको. मैंने देखा है, the amount of dye they use it, amount of chemical on the face, and even their light exposure is very high. Even that Rishi Kapoor or majority people. And many people are having this brain related tumors or cancer. Tumor to internal reason hai. So they say when they are exposed to such things, day by day, the brain or the human body also do not accept it. Why? You know what is a tumor? What is a tumor? Tumor क्या होता है brain में? The excess growth. जिसको अगर टाइम पे अगर नहीं किया तो then he is done. Everyone knows what is appendix. I think science they might have told you. So normally हम लोग बोलते हैं ये भी वही है, but it is starting from a basic level, going up till the highest level. That is what it is, biomagnification. Why it is bio? Spread through living organisms. Just listen to this.
On the next trophic level, consume those low-level organisms, and this effect will grow with each succeeding trophic level. Bioaccumulation is the increase in concentration of harmful toxins within an organism.
Correct.
For example, if a fish is continually exposed to toxins throughout its lifetime, it may experience chronic poisoning and a shortened lifespan. The impacts of toxins are unique and may impact an organism in very unique ways. It's also important to remember that different toxins impact different elements within an ecosystem. One type of toxin may impact animals directly, while another may have indirect effects through bioaccumulation or biomagnification, killing off top-level predators. The impact of most man-made chemicals are still unknown, particularly the long-term impacts of these chemicals. If we continue putting chemicals into the environment and allow those chemicals to biomagnify, the impact may have extreme effects on humans as well. Our actions and even our thoughts and words have an impact on the world around us. It's not enough to discuss the impact of humans on the environment. What's lacking is compassion and the understanding that we are deeply connected to nature. Only when we come to love and respect nature will the planet have any hope of surviving the current 6th mass extinction.
To see that Minamata disease, or what is
And this,
it was only in Japan, and that also one of the big.
in this video, we're going to learn about biomagnification. Is one particle large enough to make a difference? What about if we multiply by 10? What about if it's multiplied?
In 1908, a chemical factory opened in the coastal village of Minamata, Japan. The factory, ran by Icse Corporation, began to rapidly expand and create new products for the next half century. But little did the residents of Minamata know, the actions and negligence.
To watch it carefully, I'm not going to give any answer or explanation.
Changing the fate of the world forever. It wasn't until the 1950s that residents began to notice several afflictions. It began with numbness, muscle weakness, and loss of coordination, but quickly progressed to intense neurological disorders and regular birth defects. As cases began to pop up more and more frequently, an early epidemiological study announced that an epidemic of an unknown disease of the central nervous system was spreading around the village. No one knew the cause of what was happening, but clearly there was one, and the city invited researchers from Kumamoto University to help investigate. The researchers' first discovery was strange. There had been several instances of local cats displaying erratic behavior and having neurological issues. The locals had been referring to it as the Pantheon cat disease. They then found that crows had been falling out of the sky, fish floated dead in the bay, and seaweed no longer grew on the seabed. Whatever this disease was, it was affecting the biology of all the local organisms and showing signs of environmental damage. As research continued, it was noted that victims of the Minamata disease often ate higher quantities of fish and shellfish from the bay. They eventually identified that it was mercury causing the disease, a heavy metal that was transferring from seafood to the people that ate it. When they analyzed local waters, they found large quantities of mercury in the fish, seaweed, and everywhere else. Where the concentration was highest, right around the wastewater canal of the Chiso factory. In an attempt to deflect the ensuing scrutiny, Chiso Corp redirected its waste to the Shiranui Sea, where the disease began to spread to other fishing villages along the coast. The Chiso factory refused to cooperate with the Kumamoto research, withholding information about their industrial processes and funding research of their own into alternative causes of the Minamata disease. As this began to affect the previously fruitful fishing business of the village, the Minamata Fishing Cooperative protested and demanded accreditation from Chiso Corp. After an intense back and forth, the factory agreed, stating that they would swallow their tears and accept paying the fishers 20 million yen. News of this caused other affected villages to begin seeking compensation as well, with several fishing alliances heading to the factory to demand it. Chiso was eventually forced to give several collectives accreditation of their own, and was ordered by the Ministry of International Trade and Industry to install new wastewater treatment plants. They installed a site layer purification system, but in the fall,
MCQs में भी आता है, there is a separate question explain what is Minamata disease. Okay. Write down that indoor method. That is what I've stopped at, correct? This method of indoor method, indoor method. How do you pronounce that? Indoor method. हिंदी में क्या pronounce करते हैं उसको? Indoor only. Indoor method of waste treatment. Write down. In this method, a comprehensive. Achha, this needs to be clear. A comprehensive, integrated, integrated. Careful with the spelling, na? Approach to waste management is adopted. Second point. City of Indore is the cleanest city of India. Even now also, I think last year also they are the which was achieved, cleanest city of India, which was achieved by following steps, by adopting following steps, which was achieved by adopting following steps. 1. I'll go slow, repetition ही रहेगा, but देख लेना. Segregation of the source of waste. Segregation of नहीं है, sorry, at the source of waste. Second, door to door waste collection. Door to door waste or garbage collection. A state of art. Next. a state of art. State के dash of में dash art. State of art technology. State of art technology used for waste processing and disposal. Waste processing and disposal. Next. Increased public awareness. Increase. Am I going too fast for you guys to write? Okay, I'll reduce the speed. Increase public awareness. And participation. Next. Strict monitoring. And enforcement. Strict monitoring में TO है, don't write TE, TORINT. Strict monitoring and enforcement of compliances. What are compliances? Rules. COM. And strict enforcement of compliances. Now read all and check with me. That's it. Then we will write one is biomagnification and other is that. Incineration will be ready. Wait. You have to read this. Because I've left that two topics purposely so that majority were not there on that day. Eutrophication and biomagnification and here. I'll show you what is incineration. इसके ऊपर भी बोर्ड में questions आता है. And those who are selecting this module ना और unit easy scoring है and repeated questions है, but थोड़ा सा careful रहना. Okay.
This video, we're going to consider the advantages and the disadvantages to waste incineration. What do you think are the advantages of burning waste instead of committing it to landfill? Pause the video and continue when you have an idea or some ideas. If the waste is not burned, then it's likely to end up in a landfill site, which is considered to be the least environmentally friendly option. Incineration could result in a reduction in waste volume of around 90%, and this could be particularly important for small cities where space is scarce and landfill is not an option. Odours and rodents that are present in other methods are not a problem when using incineration as a garbage.
Understood. Where in other methods, who will be breeding on that? Rodents. Since I'm burning it, this will be cut off.
Disposal method. Nearly all of the waste that is burned could be used to generate electricity in what is called energy from waste schemes, where households and industries could benefit from the electricity or heat produced. The electricity generated could help to pay for the startup cost of the incinerator. Additionally, the steam produced from incineration presents itself as a cost-saving energy source if recycled. Ash produced from these incinerators could be used in the construction and road building industries. In addition, metals could be extracted from the ash, and they could also be used in steel industries. The key advantage, however, is that the production of electricity and thermal energy from waste enables us to conserve conventional sources of energy, such as fossil fuels. Now, what about the disadvantages of incineration? Again, pause the video and think about what these could be. Assume when you have an idea
or some ideas. The main disadvantage surrounds potential pollutants found in the ash left in the incinerator and those that could be emitted from the chimney.
What is this word? Anybody? What is it? The place or the mechanism or the machine. I have seen this during winter time, especially in the north. They sit in one corner of the road, they burn the tires, they burn the kachara. That is not a burning. That is in fact pollution. If you burn one tire, they say gallons and gallons of carbon dioxide are produced. Have you seen? In movies mein bhi dikhata hai. Whenever this police puts this railings, keep the mobile inside, my dear.
These include dioxins, acid gases, nitrogen oxide, heavy metals, and particulates. As you may have heard from other videos, these are airborne particles which are small enough to get into the lungs of humans. They cause and aggravate respiratory problems such as asthma. However, it is the dioxins resulting from incomplete combustion contained in the gases from the chimneys that attract the most concern. This is because they are suspected of causing cancer. In addition, these emissions could be distributed through the food chains and accumulate over a long period of time, impacting on both ecosystems and human health. As a result, many people are opposed to having incinerators built in or near their communities. Another disadvantage is the initial startup.
Chalo, write the next heading, which is the last heading for these two chapters. Explain. बाकी तो volume में टेक्स्ट चल जाएगा. Explain. What is that mobile? First picture में भी देखा. Give that mobile. Please just come in with you. You are getting a student. While you go to your first meeting. Tell your parents that I cannot find it. Today is what Thursday ना. 2-3 दिन मेरे को दे. Safety lock ना. Explain the process of eutrophication. Question mark. List up its main impact. Explain the process of eutrophication. List out its main impact. Now define में भी आता है. So write down what is eutrophication. A slow process of depletion of oxygen. Depletion of oxygen due to excess growth of algae, careful with the spelling, ALGAE, है ना? And fungal growth, algae and fungal, FUN, fungal growth inside the water bodies. Inside the water bodies. Next point. Mainly observed. It is mainly observed due to the excess fertilizers. Due to excess use of fertilizers. Due to excess use of fertilizers washed by the rainwater. Excess use of fertilizers, washed by the rainwater into the nearby water bodies. Now read these 2 points. If it is for 2 marks, itna hi likho. Don't write what is biomagnification. Sorry, eutrophication. Bodies, full stop. Read this. I have given my own type. I hope you will be able to learn and write it in your school exams. or you want more simpler? उधर लिखता भी है क्या? Read it loudly. Read it loudly for me. Is it loudly? अभी नीचे जाते समय आवाज देखते हैं.
The store purpose and temperature of oxygen oxygen due to excess of algae and carbon goes inside the water body. It is mainly of the
Inside the water bodies or beneath both.
in the water.
Inside the water bodies कैसा meaning बनेगा? What a bad English it is. Next.
It mainly observe the excess inside the first battery of that during the
Right? Impacts. Point number 1. Impact. Or make it plural, impacts. Slow but steady decline of oxygen. Slow but steady decline of oxygen levels. Next. Leads to the death of fishes and other aquatic organisms. Death of fishes and other aquatic organisms. Next. Discourages the growth of phyto. What is this phyto? Planktons. These are the food for fishes or कुछ नहीं. वो भी underwater ही. Next, can lead to marine ecological imbalance. Can lead to marine ecological imbalance. How many 4 points are done? Na? 4, right. So then the last 5th point, right now. In the long run, it may lead to a complete nuisance, or put that word nuisance into single inverted comma. Nuisance. Water ion के ऊपर you guys have studied in bio. Adaptation करके topic है ना आपको? नहीं है? Nuisance or complete wastage of water resource. I'll put the next question where you will be drawing the diagram that pyramid one. Volume में भी है और textbook में भी. फिर I'll give the answer. Define biomagnification. Define biomagnification. Explain its impact. It is on page number 245 in your textbook. आप लोग pyramid बनाओ. No need to draw that animal. You can write herbivores, omnivores. वैसा करो. Yes. Did you find out which page the diagram is? Even in the volume we have. Only diagram, rectangle box on a pyramid book. And write energy orders, Omni orders, Carney orders, basic science. And then you can write equal, whatever it says. The only simple are. Tell him the page number. Wait, I'll put it on the board only then. है ना? Electronically. Hey, why boys and girls are talking? Did I allow you to talk? Complete silence can't maintain for a few minutes. What do you put? I forgot the word bio because of your shouting. I'm coming down there. What does fish market situation? Okay, this diagram is the same that you have in your textbook. Draw this diagram. Let me share the remote. Draw this one, everyone. You write primary producers, herbivores, then you write carnivores, omnivores. Very good. Baकी वो ठीक है, कंटिन्यू है. I'll speak to you Nobody in their house. चल मैं पास कर रहा हूँ हाँ ठीक है hey use this diagram only that is enough here you write primary producers acha they have given primary consumers secondary consumers and you write topmost consumer whatever it is consumer only after then I'll give a small note it will really substantiate your diagram. Next lectures, please bring your topo, that additional book. Everyone is using additional book. If you have bought it, please bring it. I'll give you some additional exercises. And then maps of India be expert kar deta hu. I think once I've done it again. Is all the parents are invited? Your parents, Sunday don't run away. Come here. What is the timing given to you guys?
Sorry, 5 months outside. What happens in India?
You have to come and see what happens.
Will there be negative?
Because as far as my side is concerned, I generally mix with the parents like I mix with you. Okay, if at all too much from the parents' input, then I'll try to student friendly, as you know of it. Second, there are certain parents who want some inputs from my subject which I teach, which I give. I for last so many years back never unless and until he or she is a troublemaker. वो भी मैंने बहुत प्यार से ही बोला पैरेंट को ऐसा ऐसा है अगर एक दो लड़के लोग तो छापड़े में फिर मैं नहीं बोलता हूँ PTM should not be a session where we are complaining as far as I am concerned where I and your parents can work out your future marks good मेरा तो वही फंडा है I don't know about that so you can come down happily to meet your parents at least with me in different rooms. This rooms, the other 2 rooms will be occupied, and you'll be given that time slot. I know आपका paper का set रहेगा, result रहेगा, and we'll be discussing how you study. Simple. School का कैसे आएगा? Last 4 or 5, all the subjects will be there, graphs will be there, everything. And I only find the reason. Full exam था.
Sunday. Next Sunday we have the PTM results.
अच्छा है ना तो you'll get an idea how you are चलेगा you got a medical reason for that
Every हर एक pictures मिल सकता है
एक पर
या कंपनी आएगी तो एक pictures मिल के रास्ते पाते हैं
वो कौन है आपसे देखो majority parents they go for math and science plus English and SST comes next right down below the diagram आपको जाओ फिर मैं बताऊंगा क्या होता है right now biomagnification refers to you write capital B refers to increase in the concentration of biomagnification refers to increase in the concentration of this one this is the diagram I expect me is done and baki filling button karega this is how they ask it in the question now baki details working toxic elements concentration of toxic elements yeah sir pencil से बनाना पड़ेगा pencil से entering the food chain toxic elements entering the food chain from the primary to the uppermost consumer. It can be a triangle. पहले person building में रहता है तो and who's the last then who is the first example this fellow last topmost right now what did I say Topmost density. Second, a concrete example was observed in Japan. A concrete example was observed in Japan. What is that bay? Come on. Minamata. M-I-N-I. I'll write it better. Minamata Bay. Wherein excess level of mercury in the water, excess level of mercury in the water led to, I'm using the word which is used in that video, neuro-related health problems. In neuro, everybody understands? Something related to your brain. I mean, I'm going to give you a small not homework. Now only you can write. Impact. Chalo, everyone use your volume and textbook. Minimum 5 points of impacts of biomagnet. Biomagnet. Anybody needs my volume can take it. Rian, use your volume and write the impact of biomagnification.
Okay, sir.
Minimum 5 points. बोलो बोल सुन रहा हूँ जा ये कौन सा नया डाउट है मैं भी वही सर ये बुक में बायोमैग्निफिकेशन है वॉल्यूम में है फर्स्ट चैप्टर तो बहुत लेगा मेरा ये दोनों टॉपिक आता है वही right, points are ready. Let the bench be like this. On. Finish the impact. So, there are some minor topics that are revision. Anyway, people are only writing, not talking. Come on. A biomagnification impact is not given in our volume, but they've explained neatly. वहां से points ले सकते हैं. What's the page number in the YouTube version? Boy. Okay. 120. I'm going to pull 2-3 laughers here. I'm there actually. Anybody can get the answer, tell me, I can tell you the page. तो वॉल्यूम से ले लो और if you want me to give, देखो Minamata case study भी है, वो read करो. They will ask you questions on what is Minamata disease. Only remember the year, Japan. So every year, this Independence Day and Republic Day, we used to make a lot of observation during our school days. अभी का बच्चा तो जाता भी नहीं स्कूल में. नहीं जाएगा तो early morning जा रहा है. Early morning उधर TV on करो. Watch the live celebration because it is fantastically organized as compared to what it was earlier. हमारा मैडम तो बोलता था वो क्या डिफेंस जो भी है उसका नाम क्या पाकिस्तान का आज देखना पड़ेगा क्या उसमें आज वो है आज भी कश्मीर लेने के लिए सब क्या है why this bench of boys are not doing anything? They will answer. अरे डायग्राम कैसे लगेगी बता इफेक्ट तो लिख उसके बता कैसे हां कोशिश करो How many have written all 5 points? Nobody. किधर से मिला 3 किसको मिला बताइए ठीक हो रहा है ठीक है I am reading one of the 9 points. It leads to gastrointestinal irritation and liver problems. Correct? It can damage a person's nervous system. It also leads to kidney problems. Yeah. And disturbs the ecological balance. Aquatic ecological balance. It disturbs the aquatic eco balance. Next point. Next point right now. Adverse impact on. Adverse impact on food chain. Adverse impact on the food chain. Next, I can keep on giving the point there. Keep the points in. Disturbs not only the balance, that is eco-balance, but also leads to permanent health disorders. Example, Minamata. Permanent health disorders. Finally, process of biomagnification. Finally, the process of biomagnification is a major challenge. Is a major challenge to the biodiversity of aquatic living organisms. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Biodiversity of the aquatic organisms.